Hello friends, welcome to my channel Keep Exploring. In today's video, we are going to discuss exercise 3.1 from the chapter Understanding Quadrilaterals of Class 8 NCERT textbook. So let's start. Question 1 says, given here are some figures, you have to classify them on the basis of the following, that is simple curve, simple closed curve, polygon, a convex polygon and a concave polygon. So let's see. Start with simple curve. Now what is a simple curve? A curve that does not cross itself. So we can say, so this is a simple curve, but this is not a simple curve because it is crossing itself. And we have to make that curve without lifting our pen. As you can see here, without lifting. I cannot draw like this, again like this, again like this. This is not a simple curve now. Okay, so let's see here. So which of them follows these conditions? Let's see. A simple curve. So you can see here, when we say simple curve, figure 1, figure 2, 3 cannot be. As we can see here, we cannot draw two concentric circles without lifting the pen. This figure cannot be drawn. And this fourth figure, it is crossing, the lines are crossing itself. So 1, 2, then 5, 6 and 7. 8 cannot be done, as you can see here. Now here, the next thing says simple curves. So here the simple curves will be 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7. Next, a simple closed curve. So what we say when a simple closed curve? So closed curve means as you can see here, it should be simple but it should be closed. That means there should not be any endpoints. So the same figures again, figure 1, figure 2, figure 5, figure 6 and figure 7. These are all simple closed curve. So we can say 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7. The next one says which of them are polygons. So polygons mean any simple closed curve which is made up of only line segments, which uses only line segments. So a simple closed curve which uses line segments. So from these 5 figures we can see only figure 1 and figure 2 are the two figures which are using only line segments. So figure 1 and 2 are the polygons. Now the questions come, figure 4 is also using only line segments, but we see here that it is not a simple curve. As the line crosses each other, it is not a simple curve. And in figure 5, 6 and 7, they are using, they don't use all the line segments. They are using curved lines. You can see here the lines are not straight. Hence the polygons are figure 1 and 2. The next one is convex polygon and a concave. Convex polygon, so we know what is a convex polygon. A polygon in which the diagonals lie inside the figure. So here we can see the diagonals which lie inside the figure. So figure 2 you can see here, the diagonals lie inside the figure. So a polygon in which the diagonals lie inside the polygon. So this will be convex polygon. And concave, where one of any diagonals should lie if anything lies outside. You can see here I am just joining the opposite points and the diagonal comes outside the polygon. So that is a concave polygon. Now moving on to question number 2. How many diagonals does each of the following have? A convex quadrilateral, a regular hexagon and a triangle. First let's see a convex quadrilateral. When we say convex quadrilateral, we know a quadrilateral has 4 sides. So we have taken a convex quadrilateral and how many diagonals? You can see here number 1 and 2. So in total there are 2 diagonals in a convex quadrilateral. Convex quadrilateral, so diagonals mean which joins the opposite vertices. Line segment joining the opposite vertices which are non-adjacent. Remember, there should be non-adjacent. Now going with the regular hexagon. Hexagon mean it should have 6 sides and it's a regular one. That means all the sides are equal. So if we join the opposite points, when we say opposite points, they should be non-adjacent. That means these two are adjacent points, leaving this one non-adjacent, like this point and this point. You can see here these 2 points are non-adjacent. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So there are 9 diagonals in a regular hexagon. Now moving on to a triangle. Now you can see in triangle all the given 3 points are adjacent to each other. We don't find any non-adjacent vertices, or we can say opposite vertices. So already there are the 3 sets. So in a triangle there are no diagonals. The number of diagonals will be 0 in a triangle. Next, what is the sum of the measures of the angles of a quadrilateral, convex quadrilateral? Will this property hold if the quadrilateral is not convex? Make a non-convex quadrilateral and try. So let's first see for a convex quadrilateral and find out what is the sum of the measures of the angles. So for this, let us divide the quadrilateral in 2 halves. So we get 2 triangles now. So let us name the angles formed by the 2 triangles. Let it be 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so let's name the vertices as A, B, C and D. So you have to find what is the sum of the measures of the angle. So we can say angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is how much you have to find out. So for this, let us consider first in triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, you can see angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equals to 180 degree. By the angle sum property of a triangle, we know the sum of the angles of a triangle is always 180. And in triangle, we can say CBD. In triangle CBD, what we have? Angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is 180 degree. Hence we can see here when we add both of them. So we have got 2 equations now. If you add all, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is equals to 180 plus 180. So we have added the left side with left side, right hand side with right hand side. Hence what we get? So when you combine all, so angle 1 and 4 will be kept separate. Now you can see angle 2 plus angle 5. So when you add angle 2 and angle 5, we get angle D. Angle 1 is nothing but angle A. And angle 4 is also nothing but angle C. So remaining is 2 plus 5. So angle 2 plus angle 5 is angle D. And angle 3 plus 6 is angle B. So that becomes equals to 360 degree. Hence we can see the sum of the measures of the angle of a convex quadrilateral is 360 degree. So any convex quadrilateral you take and you add the 4 angles, you will always get 360. So remember, sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. So we are considered a convex. Now let's see whether it is the same for a non-convex quadrilateral. So let us use a non-convex now. So you can say it is a non-convex because here you can see we can draw the diagonals outside the quadrilateral. So here we see, let's do the same thing, divide the quadrilateral 2 parts. So here also let's name them A, B, C and D. So here also they form, there are 2 triangles now, angle 1, 2, 3 be the angles, 4, 5 and 6 be the angles. So here we can see in triangle A, B, D, same cases, angle 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equals to 180, and in triangle ACD, angle 4 plus angle 6 plus angle 5 is equals to 180 degree. Now we'll add all of them, left side with left side, right side with right side. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 6 plus angle 5 is equals to 180 plus 180 degree. So right side with right side, left side with left side we have added. Now you can see here angle 2. What is angle 2? Angle 2 is nothing but angle B. And angle C is nothing but angle 6. So C and 6 both are equal. So here we have already got angle B and angle C. You can see here. Now remaining is angle A. So A is nothing but angle 1 plus angle 4. You can see here angle 1 plus angle 4. Angle 1 plus angle 4 will give you angle A. And similarly angle 3 plus angle 5. 3 plus 5 gives you angle D. So D is nothing but angle 3 plus 5. So what we have in total, 180 plus 180, we get 360 degree on the right hand side. Hence we see the sum of the four angles of a not convex quadrilateral is also 360. So now we can say sum of all the four angles of a quadrilateral, okay, of a quadrilateral is always 360 degree, no matter whether it is a convex or not a convex. So let's see the next question. Here it says that examine the table. Each figure is divided into triangles and the sum of the angles deduced from that. As you can see here, figure 1. So triangle, it has three sides. So the sum of the angle is 180 degree. Now we can see the next figure. It's a quadrilateral. It has been divided into two triangles. So here what we get, if the number of sides are 4, here the formula they are using is 2 into 180 degree. So how we get 2? Just 4 minus 2 is 2 here. So 180 into 2 we get 360 degree. So here again, if the number of sides are 5 here, 5 sides, 5 minus 2, 6 sides, 6 minus 2 to get the sum of the angles. So already we have seen for quadrilateral. So sum of the angles for quadrilateral is 360 degree. So if I use the same formula, so quadrilateral has 4 sides. So 4 minus 2 multiplied by 180, we get 4 minus 2 is 2 multiplied by 180, that means 360. So simple, we can see how many triangles are made inside the figure, just you have to multiply 180. So let's see what can you say about the angle sum of the convex polygon with the number of sides 7. Now if it has 7 sides, so here we'll take 7 sides. So just simple formula, 7 minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree. So 7 minus 2 is nothing but 5. 5 multiplied by 180 degree, we get 8 and 5 are 90, 900 degree. So you can see here, so a polygon with 7 sides, the sum of the angles will be 900 degree. Same thing for 8. So angle sum, so 8 minus 2, number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180. Just we are following whatever is given in the figure here. The same concept we are reducing now to get the sum of the angle. So 8 minus 2 is 6 multiplied by 180 degree. Now 8 and 6 are 108, 1 more 0, 1080 degree. Now for 10, same thing, 10 minus 2 multiplied by 180. So 10 minus 2 is 8 multiplied by 180. So 8 and 8 is 144, 1 0 extra for this 0 and degree. Same thing, now it doesn't matter what is the number of sides. If it is n sides also, we can write it as n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree, where n is the number of sides of that polygon. Hope it is clear. Just you have to follow the same rule. If 4 sides, 4 minus 2, 5 sides, 5 minus 2, 6 sides, 6 minus 2. Let's see the next question. What is a regular polygon? So when you say regular polygon, a polygon with all the sides and angles of equal measurement. So that's the thing. Simple. What is a regular polygon? A polygon with all sides and angles. With all sides and angles of equal length or equal measure, we can say, of equal measure. So this is a regular polygon. So now we have to state the name of the regular polygon, 3 sides. So let's take a polygon of 3 sides. So here it is saying that in a triangle, if all the sides are equal, we know when all the sides are equal, it is called as an equilateral triangle. So it becomes an equilateral triangle. Now for 4 sides. So a quadrilateral with has 4 sides. So 4 sides and all the sides are equal, with all the angles are also equal. It is possible only in a square. So square is also a regular polygon. It is a 4-sided polygon. And the last is 6 sides. So 6 sides means hexagon. So all the sides are equal. Hence there is no special name. We can call it as a regular hexagon. So it is called as a regular hexagon. So we have got the three names for three sides. Triangle, that is an equilateral because it's a regular one. All the sides and angles are equal in an equilateral triangle. Same thing for square, and same thing for this regular hexagon. Now let's move on. The next question says, find the angle measure x in the following figures. Now we can see we have a quadrilateral with three angles given, 50 degree, 130 and 120. We have to find the fourth angle, that is x. So here we'll use the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. We know that sum of the angles equals to 360. That is for a quadrilateral. So to mention here, sum of the angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So sum of the angles, let's add them. What we have, 50 plus 130 plus 120 plus x equals to 360 degree. So you have to just use the equation method. So 50 plus 130 plus 120. When you add them, we get somewhat 200 degree. So 200 plus x equals to 360. So 120, 150, 250, 300 will get. So here we get now x equals to 360 degree minus 300 degree. So 360 minus 300 gives you 60 degree. So it is clear now. Just you have to use the angle sum property for a quadrilateral. The same thing here. We want the unknown angle is x. So for this, remember, to find one of the angle, the other three angles must be known in the quadrilateral. So here we have one missing one, but other three we have to know. One we have 70, another we have 60, but we don't know this one. So as you can see here, it is a perpendicular line. That means if this is 90, as you can see from the symbol itself, if this is 90, the other one will be also 90 degree. As you can see here, they form a linear pair. Hence, now we can use the angle sum property. So sum of the angles equals to 360. So what are the four angles? We have x, we have 90, we have 60 and we have 70. So when you add all the four angles, we get 360 degrees. So we can write it as x, 90 plus 60 is 150, 150 plus 70, 220 degrees equals to 360 degrees. Implies x equals to 360 minus 220, we get 140 degrees. So the value of x will be 140 degrees. Let's see the next one. Now here we can see it is a five-sided one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a pentagon. So same thing. What is the angle measurement? Sum of the angles in a pentagon. So what is the sum of the angles of a pentagon? We know pentagon has 5 sides. So 5 minus 2 multiplied by 180. The same concept we have used. Number of sides n minus 2 into 180. So here 5 minus 2 into 180. So 3 180 becomes 540 degree. So in a pentagon we have the sum of the angles as 540 degree. So for this 5 angles are required. So 2 unknown angles we have. We want these missing angles. So we see here, if this is, let's name them as A and B for our understanding. So first you have to find A and B. So A will be nothing but 180 minus 70 degree. We can say linear pair. So 180 minus 70 gives you 110. And B, same thing, 180 minus 60 gives you 120 degree. The same reason it is, they are linear pairs. You can see here 60 and B. These are linear pairs because they form a straight angle. So hence we can see now in the figure we can write 30 plus x plus A plus B plus x equals to 540 degree. Now we'll substitute the values. 30 plus x, we have 2x. Now in place of A we can write 110. In place of B we can write 120 equals to 540 degree. So we have 2x plus, you can see here 110 and 120 gives you 230. 230 plus 30, 260 60 equals to 540 degree. Implies, so 2x can be written as 540 minus 260. 540 minus 260. So 540 minus 260, what we get? We get here 280 degree. So 2x is 280 degree. So when 2x is 280 degree, so x equals to 280 by 2. So we get 140 degree. So x is nothing but 140 degree. So you can check it here. 110 plus 120 gives 230 plus 30, 260. So 260 shifted to the right side has become subtraction now. Addition becomes subtraction. 540 minus 260. We get 280 degrees. So 2x is 280 degrees. So x will be 280 by 2. We get 140 degrees. The next question, we can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So this is also pentagon. So in a pentagon, the sum of the angles is always 540 degree, as we see here. So we can see sum of the angles of a pentagon. Sum of the angles of a pentagon is equals to 540 degree. But here we see here all are of the same measure. So x plus x plus x, we can say write it like this, equals to 540, or else directly we can write 5x equals to 540. X will be equals to 540 by 5. So 5 ones are 5 and 500. So we get x equals to 108 degrees. So x equals to 108 degrees. So in this way we can find what is the measurement of the unknown angles. So the see here, if it is a quadrilateral and any one unknown angle is required, then other three angles must be known. Similarly, to find any one angle, the other angles must be known in that figure. Let's see another question. It says find x plus y plus z. So let's see here how to find x, y and z. So we know that x, y and z, as you can see, all are exterior angles. So here they are lying outside. So if we know the interior, we can know the exterior. So let's find one by one. First let us find x. So here we can say x equals to 180 degree minus 90 degree equals to 90. As you can see here, these form a linear pair. So x is 90 degree now. Next z. Z is same thing. 180 minus 30 gives you 150 degree. These are all linear pairs. So we get using the linear pair property. So you can here see here they form a linear pair because they form a straight angles. So z plus 30 is 180. So z will be 180 minus 30, 150 degree. The only thing left out is about y. So to get y, this is an exterior angle, we have to know this angle. So to know this angle, we have to find the third angle. Okay. So here you have to find, let us name the third angle as something like A. So first we will find A. So A equals to, we know that angle sum property of a triangle. So in a triangle we know all the three angles. So A equals to 180 minus 90 plus 30. So third angle equals to 180 minus the sum of the two interior angles given. So 120 gives you 60 degree. If A is 60, then y equals to 180 minus 60. That gives 120 degree. Again using linear pair. And this one using the angle sum property. Okay, so let's see this again once more. So here we can see in the figure the interior angles are known. Two interior angles are known. We have to find the sum of the exterior angles. So here what we are doing, this is 90, this is also 90, because 180 minus 90 we get 90. If this is 30, 180 minus 30 we get 150. And to know this one must be known. So this one you are finding using the other two angles inside the triangle. So inside the triangle you are using the angle sum property. By using angle sum property you are finding this angle. Then using linear pair you are finding y. Now finding y, we can use another formula, that is the exterior angle property. So using exterior angle property, how we can do it? So here you can see exterior angle property says that exterior angle equals to sum of the interior opposite angles. So if this is the exterior angle, it's interior opposite angle. So these are the interior opposite angles. So y will be equals to 90 plus 30, that is 120 degree. As you can see here, the same thing we have got. So this one using exterior angle property we can easily find. So x plus y plus z we have to get. So x plus y plus z equals to 90 plus y is 120 plus z is 150 degree. So 120, 150 and 90 degree. So when we add, we get 360 degree. Let's see another. In the figure we can see we have to find the sum of the angles x, y, z and w. So we can see x, y, z and w all are exterior angles. So for this we have to know the interior angles first. So everywhere we have interior angles 60, 80 and 120. The interior angles we have, the fourth interior angle we have to find out. If you find out this one, we can easily find w. So to find this one, let us name it as let it be angle A. Okay, so first we'll find A. So to know A, so we know the property, it is a quadrilateral, it forms a quadrilateral. So the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So we can say A plus 120 plus 80 plus 60 is equals to 360 degree. That means A plus 120 plus 80 is 200, 200 plus 60 is 260 degree equals to 360. So that means A equals to 360 minus 260, we get 100 degree. Okay, so A is nothing but 100 degree. So now we have to find out the remaining angles. So x, first we'll start with x. So x and 120, they form a linear pair. So x can be written as 180 minus 120. So x equals 180 minus 120 gives you 60 degree. And y equals to 180 minus 80 degree gives you 100 degree. And z, same thing, z equals to 180 minus 60. You can see here 60 and z forms linear pair. We get 120 degree. And the last angle w is 180 minus 100 degree. As A we have got as 100, so 180 minus 100 we get 80 degrees. Now we'll find the sum of the angles here, x plus y plus z plus w. So x is 60, y is 100, z is 120 and w is 80 degrees. So when we add 60 plus 100, 160 plus 120, 280 plus 80, we get 360 degrees. Hence we can see here, so we have used the angle sum property of the quadrilateral, and after that we have found the interior angle. Then using that interior angle we have found the exterior angles. So the relation between one interior and one exterior, as you can see here, interior angle plus one exterior angle, its exterior is equals to always 1. They always form a linear pair. So you have to remember this concept. Hope the exercise is clear. Thank you for watching.